God, this boy. Oh, he
What if I told you that one Valentine's Day dinner might say more about a fighter's mindset than any press conference ever could? Not because of the roses, not because of the candles, but because of the timing. Sometimes the softest moments arrive right before the hardest battles. And when they do, they mean something. This year, that's exactly what happened with Claressa Shields and Papoose. What looked like a beautiful romantic evening quickly turned into a bigger conversation about focus, legacy, pressure, and love under a spotlight. And trust me, this story goes deeper than flowers and fancy decor. Let's start with what everyone saw. Valentine's Day didn't look small. It didn't look casual. It didn't look like a last-minute dinner reservation squeezed between training sessions. It looked cinematic. Carefully arranged roses filled the room. Not just a bouquet tossed in a vase, but layers of red petals placed with intention. The lighting was warm and soft, glowing against the walls like something straight out of a romantic film. Every corner looked polished. Every detail felt deliberate. Nothing seemed rushed. Nothing looked accidental. That matters. When something is planned with that much care, it usually carries meaning beyond romance. At the center of it all was Shields, the undefeated champion, the history maker, the woman who walks into the ring carrying expectations most athletes never experience. But in those Valentine's clips, she didn't look like a warrior preparing for battle. She looked relaxed. She looked open. She looked genuinely happy, not social media happy, not posing for the camera happy, but real happy. Her smile wasn't forced. Her body language wasn't guarded. She leaned in comfortably. She laughed freely. There was a softness to her that fans don't always see, and that softness caught attention. Then there was Papoose. He wasn't loud. He wasn't overly dramatic. He didn't post long paragraphs declaring eternal love in capital letters.
Unbeatable at any weight class. You only got a girl that can beat me, so how am I self-proclaimed? If you don't have nobody that can beat me in 5 weight classes I've been at, I've never been ranked not 1 or 2 on a pound list, either 1 or 2, never less. I don't think nobody can beat me. Any great fighter you can ask right now, you ask them who's the best female fighter in women's boxing, everybody says Claressa.
Stability. And when that balance is healthy, it creates something powerful. Watching them, it felt like that balance was real. But here's where things get interesting. Timing changes everything. Claressa Shields isn't living a regular life right now. She's preparing for another major fight. And at her level, there are no small fights. Every bout shapes legacy. Every performance adds another layer to history. Training camps at that stage are intense. Fighters isolate themselves. They narrow their focus. They protect their energy. They live inside discipline. So seeing her in such a soft, emotionally open space right before stepping into another battle didn't feel fake or staged. It felt strategic. Perception matters in combat sports. If a fighter looks scattered or emotionally unstable, critics start whispering. They question focus. They question discipline. But when a fighter appears grounded, supported, and emotionally secure, the narrative shifts. Confidence builds before the first punch is even thrown. That's what this moment felt like. It felt like reinforcement. It felt like a quiet message to the world. She's centered. She's supported. She's not distracted. She's stepping into the ring from a place of emotional balance. That kind of image carries weight. Fans see it. Sponsors see it. Opponents definitely see it. A chaotic fighter can be dangerous. But a calm, emotionally stable fighter? That's a different kind of threat. That's controlled fire. Now zoom out for a second. Shields isn't just another champion. She's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, an undisputed world champion in multiple weight classes, and a woman who has spent years proving doubters wrong in a sport that hasn't always celebrated women the way it should. Every time she fights, she's not just defending belts. She's defending a legacy. That kind of pressure is heavy. People talk about physical training all the time. The road work, the sparring, the strength conditioning. But they don't talk enough about emotional training. They don't talk about what it takes mentally to carry expectations on your shoulders year after year. Emotional stability becomes everything. And that's why this Valentine's display sparked conversation. It didn't look chaotic. It didn't look like drama disguised as romance. It looked peaceful. But here's the deeper question. Was this simply two people celebrating love? Or was it also two people tightening their bond before stepping into a storm? Both can be true. Love can be real. Support can be genuine. And at the same time, couples often grow closer when big moments approach. Pressure has a way of either breaking people apart or pulling them closer. Right now, it looks like it's pulling them closer. Shields herself has sounded different lately. In interviews and online clips, there's more we language, more partnership. She's spoken about unity with a tone that feels grounded instead of defensive. At one point, she said something simple but powerful. We deserve each other. That line stuck. It didn't sound like someone trying to convince the world. It sounded like someone who feels aligned. Still, public love comes with risk. When you celebrate big, the internet keeps receipts. If anything changes later, those romantic clips get replayed in slow motion. People analyze smiles. They dissect body language. That's the gamble of living a relationship out loud. Athletes face a unique version of that pressure. If Shields dominates her upcoming fight, the love story becomes part of the narrative. People will say she's balanced, supported, unstoppable. They'll connect the Valentine's glow to her performance. But if she struggles, if the fight turns messy or difficult, critics will draw connections just as quickly. That's the cost of visibility. Every soft moment becomes part of the story, whether you want it to or not.
Better answer right, because she is right here. Carrying her bags at all times. In the mall, at the airport.
Queen treatment.
Opening the car door for her. And every door.
Bare minimum. I want to take back the first one too. That's the bare minimum. You better do that.
Plan weekly dates.
I would say bare minimum.
Making her breakfast in bed.
I would definitely say queen treatment.
Planning a surprise date for her every couple weeks.
Bare minimum.
Buying presents every single holiday and anniversary.
Bare minimum. You better do it.
Oh, okay.
Or you're in trouble.
Remembering her favorite foods and her coffee order.
I would definitely say bare minimum.
How's he doing so far?
You doing all right?
Yeah, you know that, right?
You're not in this conversation, Pap. Monthly vacations.
So she wants to just go just for a vacation. So I would definitely say bare minimum.
Okay. Now, one last one. Buying her a Rolls Royce when she just signed a historical deal.
Queen treatment.
Let's go ahead and pick a car.
That may not even be fair. Still, critics will question distractions. They'll question timing. They'll question everything. That's the reality of greatness under a microscope. Valentine's Day is controlled. It's roses and soft lighting. It's a carefully curated space. Fight night is the opposite. It's bright arena lights, deafening noise, adrenaline, and pressure exploding in real time. Anyone can look united under rose petals. The real test comes under stadium lights. And that's where the twist lives. Because the softness we saw wasn't weakness. It was confidence. It takes strength to be soft before a war. It takes security to open up emotionally when the world expects aggression from you. Claressa Shields has built her entire career on toughness, on proving she belongs, on demanding respect, on refusing to be overlooked. Seeing her embrace a softer side right before battle feels less like vulnerability and more like evolution. Not just a fighter, not just a partner, but a woman balancing both without losing herself. And that balance might be her secret weapon. Think about it. The most dangerous athletes aren't always the angriest. They're often the calmest. The ones whose emotions stay steady. The ones who don't get pulled too high by praise or too low by criticism. Emotional control is a skill just like footwork or timing. If that Valentine's moment truly reflects her mindset, then her opponents should be paying attention. A settled heart can create a sharper fighter, but we won't really know until the bell rings. When the gloves touch, when the crowd roars, when there are no candles, no curated camera angles, no background music, just instinct and preparation colliding. Pressure reveals truth. It reveals conditioning. It reveals discipline. It exposes emotional control. Right now, Shields looks emotionally steady, supported, clear, grounded. And that matters more than people realize. There's also something symbolic about celebrating love right before stepping into combat. It's like taking a deep breath before diving underwater, like grounding yourself before chaos begins. That moment of peace can carry you further than anyone expects. Papoose's role in all of this feels intentional, too. He isn't overshadowing her. He isn't competing for attention. He's steady, present, anchored. That kind of energy can be powerful during high-pressure seasons. Sometimes the loudest support isn't loud at all, it's consistent. But relationships tied to public careers are always tested when the stakes rise. If she wins big, the narrative strengthens. If she faces adversity, the outside noise grows louder. That's the double-edged sword of living in public view. And yet they chose to show it anyway. That choice alone says something. It suggests confidence in the moment. Confidence strong enough to let people watch, to let people talk, to let people speculate. Now the countdown begins. The roses will fade. The petals will be cleaned up. The soft lighting will give way to harsh gem fluorescence. The laughter will shift back to focus drills and sparring rounds. Soon it will just be her and the ring. That's when we'll see whether this chapter becomes part of her legend. If she walks in calm and walks out dominant, this Valentine's story becomes more than romance. It becomes part of her aura, part of the energy surrounding her greatness. If the fight gets tough, the conversation will shift. It always does. That's why this moment felt bigger than a holiday celebration. It felt like positioning before war, a steady breath before impact, a reminder that even champions need softness somewhere in their lives. So now the question turns to you. Do you think emotional stability sharpens a fighter's edge? Or does public love add another layer of pressure? Does this feel like forever energy, or unity before battle? We're about to find out in real time. Because legacy doesn't pause for romance, and romance doesn't pause for legacy.